Okay, who would like to volunteer for this?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, would you like me to read, please?
No problem.
Om Ajnanatimidhantasya Janakaya Sakalakaya Chakshurunmitamyena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Na Nama Om Vishnu Pradaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamine Iti Namine Namaste Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesa Sunyavadi Paschataya Deshatarine. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. Our respectful obeisances are unto you, O spiritual master, servant of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Swami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Deva and delivering the Western countries which are filled with impersonalism and voidism. Panchatattva mantra. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasani Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. I offer my obeisances to Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasa and all others in line of devotion. Maha Mantra. Maha means great, and mantra means sacred chant for deliverance. Of all mantras in the Vedas, one is called the Maha Mantra or Great Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The word Hare pronounced as Hare, Krishna pronounced Krishna, and Rama rhymes with drama are Sanskrit words. Hare is an address to God's energy known as Radha, and Krishna is the name of God meaning he who is attractive to everyone. Rama means one who gives pleasure and enjoys life. When chanted, the Maha Mantra is a petition to God. O Krishna, O energy of Krishna, please engage me in your service. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Namaskar.
Namaskar. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari, Hare Krishna Ram Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sorry, I missed 2 classes.
I understand. Don't worry. Circumstances are such.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Okay, we are in level 2, chapter 5. We pay respects to Radha Krishna and seek their blessings and hope that we can actually go back to the spiritual world to them and serve them eternally in their divine realm of Goloka Vrindavan. And we would like to chant the prayers, mantras. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Devaya. We also like to take the blessings of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So Prabhupada once was asked by the reporter, what are the miracles that you are performing? Because you are a yogi. He said, yes, I am a bhakti yogi. The miracles I'm performing is people from drug addicts are becoming great devotees. So that is a miracle. It's not easy. It's not easy, and no one can really do that. Only by the mercy of Krishna and by the holy name, all these hippies are becoming happy. In this way, Prabhupada told the reporter that that is my magic. Anyone can anyone can do normal magic, but this magic is not easy. Okay, who would like to read this? Ram, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhu, I'll read.
Okay.
Understanding of Gita. Out of so many human beings who are suffering, there are few who are actually inquiring about their position as to what they are, why they are put in this awkward position, and so on. Unless one is awakened to this position of questioning his suffering, unless he realizes that he doesn't want suffering, but rather wants to make a solution to all suffering, then one is not to be considered as a perfect human being. Humanity begins when this sort of inquiry is awakened in one's mind. In the Brahma Sutra, this inquiry is called Brahma Jiyaksa, Ato Brahma Jnasa. Every activity of the human being is to be considered a failure unless he inquires about the nature of the absolute. Therefore, those who begin to question why they are suffering or where they came from and where they shall go after death are proper students of understanding Bhagavad Gita. The sincere student should also have a firm respect for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such a student was Arjuna. Hare Krishna.
So many people are suffering, and they think that to rectify this suffering, we should try and solve the problem, right? They try and solve the problem, and then later they will think that we can ask God for help. But the thing is that we should all understand that suffering always will come, and happiness also comes. The difference is that happiness is temporary and the suffering is also temporary. But the thing is that we want to do not a short-term solution for the suffering. We want a long-term solution for the suffering. So what is the long-term is actually to inquire about the material world, inquire about the soul, inquire about the Paramatma, inquire about why we are here, inquire about how to go back to the spiritual world, and inquire about what the spiritual world is all about, whether it's same like here or it's different. And all these are the inquiries that once you start inquiring, then you are considered actually on the correct path of being a human being. Otherwise, you just eat, sleep, defend, and mate. Just like how animals are doing, you are doing. When you come back to the material world, you achieve nothing in the end. So those people who are inquiring, they are perfect students of the Bhagavad Gita, and they will understand the Bhagavad Gita, and they will have a firm respect for Krishna. And Arjuna was such a person. Okay. So today is Karma Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. Remember, chapter 3 also has Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is do your action in a duty. Now it's a little higher. Karma Yoga, you do your action in the Krishna's duty. One step higher. Okay. Who would like to read this? Volunteer.
Arjuna.
Uh, can I try, Prabhuji?
Yeah. Okay.
Krishna here. Okay. Text 5.1. Arjuna Vacha Sanyasam Karmanasam. Sorry. Sanyasam Karmanam Krishna Punar Yogam Cha Samsasi Yach Treya Ethayor Ekam Tan Me Ruhi Su Nishchitam. Arjuna said, "O Krishna, first of all, you asked me to renounce work, and then again you recommend work with devotion. Now, will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is more beneficial?" Thanks, Prabhuji.
Thank you. So Krishna, Arjuna is asking, you asked me to renounce work, do work, in the sense that he thought that you renounce work, but actually it's renouncing the actions of the work. And then again, you recommend me to work with devotion, work for my sake. Now tell me which exactly is the benefit, tell me definitely which one is better. Okay. So, Kavita, you want to read this?
Sure, Prabhu. Text 2. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Sannyasah Karma Yogascha Nisresya Sakarafubau Tayostu Karma Sannyasat Karma Yoga Visisyate. The personality of Godhead replied, the renunciation of work and work in devotion are both good for liberation. But of the two, work in devotional service is better than renunciation of work.
So here, Arjuna is asking that you asked him to renounce work, but actually he asked to do work, but not and renounce the fruits of the work. Okay? So here Krishna is saying the renunciation of work and the work in devotion are both good for liberation. But of the two, devotional service is better. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, you do devotional service, work in devotional service. So who would like to read 5.3, 4, and 5 from the book Bhagavad Gita?
Would you like me to read, Prabhu?
Yeah, okay. That's the English.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you. One who neither hates nor desires the fruits of his activities is known to be always renounced. Such a person, free from all dualities, easily overcomes material bondage and is completely liberated. O mighty armed Arjuna! Only the ignorant speak of devotional service, karma yoga, as being different from the analytical study of the material world, Sankhya. Those who are actually learned say that he who applies himself well to, one of these paths ac- ac- achieves the result of both. One who knows that the position reached by means of analytical study can also be obtained by devotional service, and who therefore sees analytical study and devotional service to be one, to be on the same level, sees things as they are.
Hare Krishna.
Sannyas sastu mahabahu
Aji, that's it.
dukkhamaptuma yogata. Oh, yoga yukta muni brahma na chirena digachyati. Merely renouncing all activities as not engaging in devotional service of the Lord cannot make one happy. But a thoughtful person engaged in devotional service can achieve the supreme without delay.
Okay. So number 3,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
one who neither hates nor desires the fruit of his activities. That means you don't worry about what you get. You do your duty. So whatever you get, you should not hate, nor you should desire. That means you should do your duty without thinking of the rewards, and also without whatever the rewards come. Also, you should not uh, say why you are getting less, or why you're getting not enough, or why I'm getting this type. Why not I get that type? So it says such a person, free from all dualities, easily overcome material bondage. That means you won't get stuck in material nature and be engaged so much. Your mind will be so much in material nature. Completely liberated, O mighty arm, Arjuna. So in this way, you can actually get out from the clutches of Maya Devi, the material world. And then in 4, he said, only the ignorant speak of devotional service as being different from analytically study of the material world. That means you understand the material world and its devotional service, it's the same, because when you understand material world, you know that the material world is not real and is temporary. Those who are actually learned say that he who applies himself well to one of these goals achieves the results of both. That means if you do devotional service, or you understand that the material world is the workings of the material world and the temporary nature is the same. It's also coming towards the point where the Supreme Lord is the uh, original person, and the spiritual world is the supreme destination. And this is where we want to go. Then in 5, he says, verse 5, one who knows that the position reached by means of analytically study can be attained by devotional service, and who therefore sees analytical service and devotional service to be on the same level, see things as they are. They are the same, they are the two sides of a coin. A coin is a coin. So one side is devotional service, the other is analytical service. So it's the same, Krishna saying, there is no difference. And then here he says that merely renouncing all activities, not engaging in devotional service of the Lord, cannot make you unhappy, but a thoughtful person engaged in devotional service can achieve the supreme without delay. So here, this man here, this yogi, is just trying to control his senses and trying to control his mind, but he's not doing any devotional service. So he actually won't be able to be happy. So Krishna knows that every one of us are looking for happiness. So happiness is in understanding that we are the spiritual soul, and this material nature is temporary. So don't worry so much. If we do devotional service, we go to the spiritual world. So what will happen is we won't have to be coming back to this material world, which is actually has a lot of miseries also. So you will go to the Supreme Lord without delay. Vijay, you want to read this? Hare Krishna. Vijay, are you there?
Did you want me to read?
No, I think.
Yes, but 5.7 not yet Do.
Huh? 5.7. Okay, you read 5,
5.7.
and then you read 5.8 and 9.
Okay. One who works in devotion, who is a pure soul, and who controls his mind and senses is dear to everyone, and everyone is dear to him. Though always working, such a man is never entangled. 5.8 to 9. Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyata tattvavid. Pashyan shrivan Smrivan, Sparshan, Jigran, Ashnan, Gachan, Swapan, Swasan, Pralapan, Vishrajan, Grihnan, Unmishan, Nimishan, Api, Indriyan, Nindriyateshu, Vartanta, Iti, Darayan. Wow. A person in the divine consciousness, although engaged in seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, moving about, sleeping, and breathing, always knows within himself that he actually does nothing at all. Because while speaking, evacuating, receiving, or opening or closing his eyes, he always knows that only the material senses are engaged with their objects and that he is aloof from them. Hare Krishna.
So in verse 7, it says, one who works in devotion, who is a pure soul. When you work in devotion, you will become a pure soul. And when you are pure soul and you work in devotion, you are able to control your mind and senses. So such a person is dear to everyone, and everyone is dear to him. So many people will like him, and he will like everyone, you know. And although he is doing his duty, he is never entangled in the material world. That means whatever work he's doing, he won't get so engrossed and attached to it that he cannot see things that as they are. That this world is different from the actual spiritual world, and also that we are all part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So here I say a person in divine consciousness, person who is very spiritual, although engaged in seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, or moving about, sleeping and breathing, always knows within himself that he actually does nothing at all. He says everything is being worked and the world is being run, and that what happened is that the body is doing all the things and he's actually the Atma just there. And so what he understands that because while speaking and doing all the things, he knows that only material senses are engaged with their objects and he is aloof from them. He sees that actually his material senses are actually engaged in the material object, and they are giving the realization and the senses, and that is actually how the material world is moving. He is knowing that everything is by the control of the Lord. So do you know when you eat what happens? You don't know, right? Only the scientists tell you it will get digested and all that. But are you conscious that, okay, this food has gone in my mouth? That much you can understand. But whether now the food is in the stomach or what is doing, all that is working on its own. And when you see something, when you hear something, when you touch something, the senses will tell the mind that what is happening and all that. So anyway, what the idea is that we should all understand that our body is actually the temple of the soul, and our Atma is actually the controller. And if we don't get too entangled and we can control our mind, then we are in the proper consciousness and we will get peace and happiness, even in this material world. Even if there is distress or there are good things happening or bad things happen, you are still saying this is part and parcel of the material world. So you are just sailing like the sea. You are a ship on the sea. You are still sailing only, whether there is a storm or there is calm water, whether it's a night or whether it's a day. You all know that it is part and parcel of a ship's journey towards the destination. So in this way, the captain of the ship knows that the ship will reach the destination, and he doesn't get so affected by whether it's daytime or nighttime, high wave, windy, or he takes it all in his stride. So in the same way, whatever comes, you are taking it in your stride. Sometimes you got less food, sometimes you got more food, sometimes you got stomach ache, sometimes you got headache. You take it in your stride. It's part and parcel. You just try and rectify the situation. Kalyani, you are able to read this 5.10? The connection is okay?
Prabhuji, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Prabhuji, you have to guide me.
Yeah, you read 5.10. After that, 5.11 from Bhagavad Gita, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Brahmani Adhyaya Karmani
Brahmani Atyaya Karmani
Sangam Tvatva Karotiya
Sangam Tvatva Karotiya
Devya Tena Sa Papena
Lipyatena Sa Papena
Padma Patram Ivam Basha.
Atma Patram Vivam Masa.
Very good.
One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the results onto the Supreme Lord, is unaffected by sinful action as the lotus leaf is untouched by water.
5.11.
5.11. The yogis abandoning attachment act with body, mind, intelligence, and even with the senses only for the purpose of purification.
Thank you. The one who performs duty without attachment. That is why the captain, he's running the ship. He's not attached to the ship. He's not attached. Why is there rain? Why is there this all? He knows that in the course of his duty, all these will happen. You know, sometimes bad weather, sometimes good weather, sometimes problems, sometimes this. But does he really like say, oh, why is it like this or why is it like that? No. He just proceeds towards the destination goal of the city he's supposed to reach, and whatever ups and downs, he will manage the situation, right? So in this way, you perform your duty without attachment and you surrender the results to the Supreme Lord. That means whatever Lord you give me, I am surrendering to you. I'm doing my duty because I am a mother, or I am working for a living, or I am doing service to you. I'm doing my duty as a good person. It's unaffected by sinful action. That means you will not get karma, as the lotus leaf is untouched by water. The lotus leaf, even though it's on the water, it is not affected by water. Normal leaves you put in the water, it will rot. But lotus leaf, you put on the water, it is unaffected by water. So then again in 5:11, Krishna says, the yogis abandoning attachment act with the body, mind, and intelligence, and even the senses only for the purpose of purification. So the main idea that you are living and the main idea you are doing all your duty is to make yourself free from karma. Do actions without karma. So you're going up the higher level. So Kavita, you want to read this? 5:12, 5:13, 5:14.
Okay, sure, Prabhu. 5, 12, 12, 13, and 14.
This was is on the board, huh? You have to read that.
Okay, Prabhu. Yuktah karma padam tvatva santim apnoti naistikim ayukta kama karena kale sakto nibhadyate. The steadily devoted soul attains unadulterated peace because he offers the result of all activities to me. Whereas a person who is not in union with the divine, who is greedy for the fruit of his labor, becomes entangled. 12 and 13. When the embodied living being controls his nature and mentally renounces all action, he resides happily in the city of 9 gates, the material body, neither working nor causing work to be done. 5:14. The embodied spirit, master of the city of his body, does not create activities, nor does he induce people to act, nor does he create the fruit of action. All that is enacted by the modes of material nature.
Yeah, thank you, Patini. So the steadily devoted soul attains unadulterated peace. All of us are looking for peace. More than happiness, we are looking for peace. We want to be peaceful. And happiness is there, but the happiness, doesn't last long. After a while, again, you get the happiness goes, the cause of happiness. But the unadulterated peace is actually what we want, that we are always peaceful, we are always internally happy. Peace means internally happy, and because you offer the results of activities to me, like Arjuna is told that whatever I am asking you to do as a soldier, you do it. You offer it to me. So whatever killing you do, whatever things that you think is wrong, is going to affect you, you don't worry, because you will not get the karma, and a person who is not in union with the divine, a person who doesn't act according to the wishes of the Lord, who doesn't do his duty as per Vedic scriptures, who is greedy for the fruits of labor, who is very greedy for results. He wants something because he wants to enjoy. He feels that if I got so much, I will enjoy. So they become entangled. These people will get karma. You can see these people are very happy doing devotional service, and these people are very happy, don't know what doing. They are all together, husband, wife, and 2 children, but they're not talking to each other. All got their own agenda, friends, and all. So it's very amazing nowadays. The handphone is such a tool, which actually communication is very much less. In the other olden time, there was no handphone. The family used to talk to each other. But now with handphone, everyone got their own. And then it's sometimes like an addiction, Handphone is like addiction. I'm not saying I'm not also one of the guilty ones. It's an addiction. We can't live with the phone, and we can't live without the phone. So basically, we can't live without the phone. And then sometimes what happens is, when we get bored, we quickly take the phone and see anything to keep us occupied. So that is the addiction already. We cannot just sit down and just do some devotional service. We want to do this, we want to do that. Of course, sometimes you take the phone, you see some devotional YouTube. That's good also. I mean, that's not a bad. So a phone can be your instrument for your spiritual progress, or it can be just a distraction. And it also can be a very bad tool if you use it for bad purposes. I don't want to tell more about that. You can understand. So here we have on 513. For the embodied living entity who controls his nature and mentally renounces all action. That you are doing action, but you are mentally renouncing, meaning you are renouncing the fruits. He is happy in this material body. 9 gates is the 2 ears, nose, and 2 eyes, touch, and all the nine gates of the body. Neither working nor causing work to be done. That means basically you are working, but you are considered not working in the sense that you're just doing as your duty and you're proceeding with life and you're following as you're doing your work and you're being a dharmic person, and neither causing the work to be done. So that means you don't get the karma. So actually, when Arjuna is killing, he is actually what happening is he is not getting karma because he's following as the instructions of his of his dharma. But if he don't kill, he will get karma because he will be what he will be doing. He will be doing what karma he will. If he don't kill, he will be getting sin because he's not doing his duty. He is not fighting the people who are wrong and defending dharma. So in this way, if you don't kill, you do sin. If you kill, you don't do sin. So it's the other way around. So basically, when you do your work, whatever happens, you are not getting the karma. You're doing duty as per your dharma. But if you don't do it, you are actually getting the sin. So basically, if you do work, you don't get sin. If you don't do work, you get sin. You're not, because you are not doing your duty. So this is what Krishna is speaking. If you can control your nature and renounce all action, and you will be happy in the 9 gates. And then it says, as the embodied spirit, 9 does not create activities nor induce people to act, nor does he create the fruit of action. All this is enacted by the modes of material nature. Krishna is saying that the spirit, he is the master of the city of his body. He can actually be the master of his body and not let the body be the master. That means don't let the senses control you. You control the senses. If you can control your senses, you do not create karmic activities, nor you get people to do things against their wishes. Basically, you are not the one who is getting people to act. It's actually you're depending on the Lord. The Lord is the one who is acting people to act and does not create the fruit of action. You don't get karma also. You don't get good karma, you don't get bad karma, you got akarma. That means no reaction. And this is what we want. We don't want good action also, karma, because we want, you get good karma, you have to come back to enjoy the material world. But in a way, good karma is good that in the sense that you can use that good karma to become a devotee. Good karma, some people use good, they want the good karma so that they can enjoy in their next life or later on. You do good, you get good. But if you are in the devotional service, you get your good karma to become a devotee, and so then you do non-karmic action. Okay, this is the process. I hope you understand so far. Enacted by the most of material nature. So if you are whatever people are acting, however people are acting, if they are doing like a person who is stealing, he is in a mode of ignorance. So what he will do, he will actually steal. So sometimes what to do? The person steal, he will get the bad karma. You also get affected because why? Somebody stole from you. But also one more thing is your bad karma is going away also. When someone, I'm not asking people to steal from you, but if it happens without even, if it happens, you take it in a positive way. You say the person who steals is getting bad karma, so he's going to suffer more than you are suffering. You are also suffering because the thing was stolen from you. Your IC gone, this all, you have to do so much effort to get it back, right? And then you have to pay a fine also to the government, example. But you understand that actually I am also getting rid of my bad karma. So all these things I'm clearing my karmic debt. So I'm becoming lighter. Take it positive. Whatever is happening, take it positive. Do your best to make sure it doesn't happen, but you don't get uh, overly and mentally and emotionally upset or happy. You understand, huh? It's all by the modes of material nature. Okay, Ram, you want to read from the verse 15, 16, 17, and 18. You got Bhagavad Gita, Ram?
Yes, yes. Starting from 15, right, Prabhu?
Yes.
Okay. Hare Krishna. No, chapter 15, not chapter, text 5.
15.
No, sorry, text 15. Nor does the Supreme Spirit assume anyone sinful or pious activities. Embodied beings, however, are bewildered because of the ignorance which covers their real knowledge. Text 16. When, however, one is enlightened with the knowledge by which near science is destroyed, then his knowledge reveals everything as the sun lights up everything in the daytime. Text 17. When one's intelligence, mind, faith, and refuge are all fixed in the Supreme, then one becomes fully cleansed of misgiving through complete knowledge and thus proceeds straight on the path of liberation. Text 18. Vidya vina sampane pramane gavi hastini suni chaiva savpakacha pandita samadarsina. The humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, sees the equal vision a learned and gentle brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater, outcast. Hare Krishna.
So 15, Krishna is explaining that Supreme Lord, He's a Supreme Lord. I don't get anyone's sin or pious. Whatever the people are doing, the pious activities or sinful activities, they are the ones that are going to enjoy or suffer. Krishna says that I don't get the sin, even though he tells Arjuna to kill the people, then Arjuna can say, okay, I'm doing under the direction of the Lord. The Lord is killing, so he will get involved in the sins or the good activities. But the Lord says, no, I am aloof. I don't get engrossed, because why? He's spiritual, pure spirit. A person who is pure spirit, if you are a spirit soul without the subtle body, you don't get karma. Anyway, the Supreme Lord will never get karma because he's the Supreme Lord. He knows all about material nature. The Maya Devi is part of him. The material nature is part of him. So he doesn't get any karma. He's above karma. He's above akarma also, because we want akarma action, but he's above that. He just does, and whatever he do is the supreme truth. There is no duality about it. So embodied beings, we are embodied beings. We become bewildered because we are ignorant. So if we are ignorant about our soul, about the Supreme Lord, about this material world, what will happen is it will cover our real knowledge. Real knowledge is actually understanding about all these things. Not that I know about so many material knowledge. That is knowledge also. But this real knowledge is actually the supreme knowledge. So Krishna is talking about that. And in 16 he says, whenever one is enlightened with the knowledge by which nuisance is destroyed. When you read the scripture, you understand the scripture, your ignorance, nuisance is ignorance, is destroyed. Then his knowledge will reveal everything to you. Just like the sun comes, all the darkness gone, you can see everything clearly. So when you understand and read the Gita and learn about the Lord and your soul, you will see everything clearly. Your ignorance is gone. So then again he says, when one's ignorance, mind, intelligence, mind, faith and refuge are all fixed on the Supreme, then one becomes fully cleansed of misgivings to complete knowledge, and this proceeds straight to the path of liberation. So Krishna is explaining to you about himself, about doing action for his sake, and the knowledge that you should get, knowledge that you should endeavor to have. Then you will get your intelligence also will become devotional. Your mind also will do as per how the Krishna is the Dharma and the Krishna is speaking. So you fix yourself and you take refuge in me, because finally I am the creator of the world. I can change anything. So you take full refuge of me, whatever it is. You don't worry. You do your duty, but you just put your life in my direction. You know, the bird, morning he wakes up, he don't know where the food is going to come from, but somehow or another he gets his food. Correct? Huh? He don't die. You know? Somehow or another. Sometimes when you wake up, you don't know what is going to happen, but somehow or another everything goes as per plan. Or sometimes something don't go as per plan also, but anyway, everything is being done. So whatever it is, your work is being done. Sometimes you go to work, you don't know what's going to happen, but somehow or another the work is done. And then you come back and you cook your food or you have your dinner and prasad. So somehow or another the Lord takes care of everything. So why not just forget about thinking that you are the doer. You just do your action and you depend everything on the Lord. In this way, actually, you will become a very peaceful person, and you will become spiritually happy, and that spiritually happiness will be showing in your face, and you will get a lot of not only happiness, you will be actually going on the path of liberation. You know, with the complete knowledge you will have complete faith. With the complete faith and the complete knowledge, you will go towards the supreme destination. So Krishna also says that you see everything is part and parcel of me. I am in everyone's heart. I am taking care of everyone. So I am also taking care of you. Everyone is also being taken care of me. So you must understand everyone is mine, my servant, my part and parcel of me. Even a low class person who eats dog, he is also mine. Don't treat him very badly. You should always respect everything, even a cow, animal, or whatever it is. All should be respected nicely. Don't mistreat and say, I am higher class, this is a useless fellow. Sometimes you may say, oh, this poor fellow, I don't want to help him. Why should I help him? His karma is he become poor. But actually, you cannot see like this. You must understand this person is poor because he has done something wrong. So let me try and help him, and so that he won't suffer so much. You have to have compassion. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, we should do charity. In chapter 16, verse number 1, Krishna speaks of all the qualities of what you should have. So 16 point, so one of the qualities Krishna says that we must not give up is charity. So when we see people in need, we should, if we have a little, we give little, we have more, we can do more. But whatever it is, charity is something that should be done also. When you go temple, you should not just go temple and just see the Lord and go out. You should do some charity. If you don't have money, you can do some service. So whatever it is, you do something. You do something for the benefit of things, for people, for benefit of the everything. You must give. You cannot be taking from the world only. You must also give. So in this way, you will become a complete person. And you should understand that Krishna is in everyone's heart. Kavita. Kalyani, you want to read this? 19.
Yes, Prabhuji.
19, 20, and 21.
Okay, Prabhuji, please guide me.
Iva ihaiva tair
Ihaiva tai,
jita sargo
kita sargo,
yesam samye
yesam samye,
sitam mana
hitam mana,
edo samhi
ido sami,
samam brahma
samam brahma,
tasmat brahmani
tasmat brahmani,
te
te stita. Those whose minds are established in sameness and equanimity have already conquered the conditions of birth and death. They are flawless like Brahman, and thus they are already situated in Brahman.
Okay, 20.
20. A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant nor laments upon obtaining something unpleasant, who is self-intelligent, unbewildered, and who knows the science of God, is to be understood as already situated in transcendence.
21.
21. Such a liberated person is not attached to material sense.
Not attached, not attracted.
is not attracted to material sense pleasure or external objects, but is always in trance, enjoying the pleasure within. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the Supreme.
Thank you. So if your mind is
Thank you, Prabhuji.
established in sameness and equality, that means you treat everyone with respect. Okay? And you don't treat everyone with disrespect. So in this way, you have conquered the conditions of birth and that you understand that we are not the body and we are the spirit soul, and the people who are doing what they are doing is because of the nature. They are in the modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. They are, so these people who are in this position, they are flawless. They don't commit sin. And they are like Brahman. Brahman means in the spiritual level. And thus they are situated in Brahman. You know, they are in the, they are, understand Brahman means their Atma. They understand their real ego. Real ego is that I am the soul and I am the servant of the Lord. And so they are situated in Brahman means in the spiritual level. Okay, so this one I will tell you at the end. Okay. 5:22, 2020. So you, whenever good things happen, you don't say, oh, very good, everything is very good, I'm so clever, I am enjoying now because of my cleverness. You just, whenever something good happens, you just say, Krishna, thank you very much. Actually, I don't deserve it, but you are giving me, so thank you. You know, I don't know why you are so kind to me. So when something unpleasant comes to you, you say, Krishna, you don't say, why this thing must happen to me. You must say, Krishna, I know that I'm supposed to learn something from this problem. So I would like to understand, and I will try and understand what is the lesson I'm supposed to learn from this. So you don't worry about pleasant things and unpleasant things. You know they are temporary, and also actually you understand that it is a lesson to be learned. There's something to be learned from it. Who is self-intelligent? That means you do things which are intelligent for yourself, what is good for you. Who is unbewildered? That means you understand material nature as temporary. You understand that it's all the workings of the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. And who knows the signs of God. You must also know about Krishna. It is already, if you are there, you are already considered that you are in the spiritual level. Such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasure, but always in trance. In trance meaning always in devotional service, enjoying the pleasure within. So the Atma becomes happy. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the Supreme. So when you concentrate on the Supreme, you become very fearless. You become very able to go through all these problems that come without being affected by them. You said these are problems that are sent for me to learn something about. And also sometimes we take that this is problem because of some karma we did last time, so we want to get rid of it. So Krishna is keep on emphasizing. Okay. Krishna Kumari.
Yes, Prabhuji.
At 5:22, you repeat with me, then I teach you how to sing the thing. It's nice.
Okay.
Yehi samsparsa
Dehi samsparsa
jaboga
jaboga
dukha
dukkha
yonaya evate
yonaya evate
adi antavanta
adi antavanta
kaunteya
kaunteya
natesu
natesu
ramate buddha.
ramate buddha.
Okay.
An intelligent person does not take a part in the source of misery, which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasure have a beginning and an end. And so the wise man does not delight in them. Thank you, Prabhuji.
You read also 20, 23
23.
and 24 from the Bhagavad Gita.
Okay. Satnoti haiva.
No need. You can speak English.
Oh, just English. Okay. Before giving up this present body, if one is able to tolerate the urge of the material senses and check the force of desire and anger, he is well situated and is happy in this world. Text 24. One whose happiness is within, who is active and rejoice within, and whose aim is inward, is actually the perfect mystic. He is celebrated in the Supreme and ultimately he attains the Supreme. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. So an intelligent person, you know that you don't do all these things that that make you unnecessarily agitated. So it's sometimes like sense pleasure and sometimes it's sense misery, because these type of things, they have a beginning and they have an end. So sometimes, maybe you are having a relationship with a friend and then suddenly you are very good friends with a person and you are saying, very good, this is my very good friend, I'm so happy she is caring for me or he's caring for me, I'm caring for him, we'll be best friends forever. But then after that, later on, suddenly the friend become angry with you. So all these things, you don't become overly happy. You don't you understand that actually this is, sometimes you get happiness, sometimes you get, the person will be good to you, sometimes he may suddenly talk something which hurt you. So don't get too much what you say, attached to that person, that when he says something you get hurt. Why he say something to me like this? He's my very good close friend, someone he say something that hurt me so much. So don't care whatever it is saying, whatever he is being good to you, just enjoy it. Whatever the person is say something up and down also, just take it, it's okay. you know you don't get affected by it. Just know your self-worth, know that actually I'm doing my best, know that I'm doing trying to be a devotee, know that I will try to be good to everyone. I see Krishna in everyone. So whether the person is also nasty, also sometimes the mode of ignorance and the mode of passion makes him say such things. So don't get affected by that. So this why it's all have a beginning and an end. So you should not delight in them. If you are so attached to your puppy, example, then when he dies, you will cry, my puppy. Sometimes what to do, this is all part and parcel. So you don't worry too much about it. You just take it in your stride. The things come, just live with it and appreciate it. When something is said wrong about you, just ignore it and just forget about it, forgive and forget. Don't put it in your mind, why this, why that. Don't become like what you call a dramatist in a movie. In a movie they will play up a certain thing, to give the audience more excitement. No need to do so much excitement in your life, because with the excitement also comes a lot of hard act. You become unhappy. So in this way, Krishna says that they have beginning and end. You don't become overly happy all that. And then in 23, he says, before giving up the present body, if one is able to tolerate the urges of the material senses and check the force of desire and anger, that means you should not have a desire. I must have this, otherwise I will be very upset, unhappy, all this. You want, okay, you get, don't get also, it's okay. And you should not get angry. All this is something that we should give up, because it disturbs your peace of mind, it disturbs your spiritual progress, and you should not become so, I want so much, and if I don't get, I will cry. If I don't get, I'll commit suicide. All this is no use. If you can understand this and you don't get affected by that, you will become happy, well situated. That means you will become actually a sober person, knowledgeable person, intelligent person, and you will be happy in this world. Krishna wants us to be happy in this world also. He not only says be unhappy, that this place is all all sin, all happiness, but he wants us to be happy also. So one whose happiness is within, achieve and rejoices within, and whose aim is inward and actually the perfect mystic. That means if you can control your senses, you can control your mind, you can get peace. This is a real yogic person. You can see this fellow, he is totally peaceful. So Krishna says, do your duty and just don't get affected. He's not asking us to go to the Himalayas and meditate on him. No need. Your meditation can be that you are chanting the Maha Mantra on the beach. The meditation can be you are reading the Bhagavad Gita. Your meditation can be you are doing some help to people to understand, to get read the Bhagavad Gita, encourage them to buy a Bhagavad Gita, to read the Bhagavad Gita, help them in any spiritual way, chanting. All this is what Krishna wants you to do. So in this way, what will happen is you are liberated in the Supreme, and ultimately you attain the Supreme. You will go back to the Supreme world. Okay, Kavita.
Yes, Prabhu.
Is 526.
526.
And then
Okay, Prabhu.
527 and 528.
6, 7, 8. Okay, Prabhu. I'll read. Kama Krodha Vimuktanam Yati Nam Yata Chetasam Abhito Brahma Nirvanam Vartate Viditatmanam. Those who are free from anger and all material desires, who are self-realized, self-disciplined, and constantly endeavoring for perfection, are assured of liberation in the Supreme in the very near future. 527 and 28. Shutting out all external sense objects, keeping the eyes and vision concentrated between the two eyebrows, suspending the inward and outward breaths within the nostrils, and thus controlling the mind, senses, and intelligence, the transcendentalists aiming at liberation become free from desire, fear, and anger. One who is always in this state is certainly liberated.
So here Krishna says, who is free from anger and material desires. So constantly self-discipline, self-realized, and constantly endeavoring for perfection. Keep on improving yourself. improving. You will get liberation of the Supreme in the very near future. This is for us. But the next verse is not for us. This is for a person who is going to the Himalayas to try and understand God. That means he will cut out the external sense object, keeping the eyes and vision concentrated between the two eyebrows. All this in 27, 28 is for a person who wants to do meditation in the Himalayas or some other place, like a yogi. But it's not applicable for us. So in this way, at least Krishna is saying that these people also go back. But he's not asking us to do it. Okay? Okay, let's see now. Who would like to do this last one, 29?
You want me to read Prabhuji?
Yeah. Okay.
Bhoktaram yaja tapasam sarvalokamaheshwaram suhridam sarvabhutanam kyatva mam shantirichyate. A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pranks of material miseries.
Thank you.
Hare
So this is the last,
Krishna, thank you, Prabhuji.
this is the last verse of this chapter. A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifice and austerity. That means you do everything in my name for my sake and on dependence on me. The Supreme Lord of all planets and demigods, and you must understand that I am the Supreme Controller. You must know Krishna is the Supreme Controller, and he is also the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities. That means he wishes for all of us, he wants us to actually go back to the world. He wants us to understand he is our well-wishing Father. So we attains peace from the pangs of material nature. If you understand that Krishna is meaning well for every one of us, even if the person suffers a lot, he's meaning well for them. But sometimes they get into, especially if they are not in the devotional state or devotee state, they will not understand that the difficulties are actually a stepping stone to go forward in their spiritual life. I give you an example. You know the diamond. How does a diamond develop? Actually, it is coal. It's not like charcoal. It is coal, rock coal. So from the rock coal, intense pressure is there, intense heat is there. Finally, the diamond develops from coal. So that is how a diamond develops. So if you want to be the diamond, sometimes the intense pressure is needed to make you a person. So if you give up, or it's too much for me, I cannot take it, I give up, then you will never become the diamond. If Krishna is trying to make you the diamond. And sometimes, if you're not a devotee, then you are under the control of Maya Devi. And she will actually, as the good things you have done, she will give you the reward, and bad things you have done, you have to suffer. So in this way, when we suffer also, we said what to do. It is actually Krishna is trying to teach us something. Let's learn the lesson. Also, part of our karma is going. So for devotees, it's not fully karma going. It's also a lesson. So karma will go, but we will get some teaching. So we take it in a positive way. Okay, so now I'll go back to one or two slides which I missed. So Krishna is impartial to everyone. Putana wanted to kill Krishna, but she was killed. You know, Putana was previously the daughter of Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj was a great demon, but he was a devotee. He was the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. You know Prahlad Maharaj with Nrsimha Dev?
Mm.
The story, you know? So that story, the grandson is
Mm.
So one day Bali Maharaj was making a big, what you call, prayer. And in the prayer, this Lord Vamana Dev came because Bali Maharaj was so powerful that he had taken over the kingdom of the Devas. The Devas were crying, and so with their mother Aditi went to Lord Vishnu, please help us. Our place has been taken over by the demons. Now even Bali Maharaj is sitting on Indra's throne. So I am the mother of the Devas. And the Devas also came and they said, please help us. So Lord Vishnu said, yes, I will help you because you Devas are also devotees. I am the well-wisher of all the Devas also. So then he went to the arena, the sacrifice where the Bali Maharaj was performing a big sacrifice for the prayers. So then, when he came there, Bali Maharaj was very much, what you say, attracted to Vamana Dev, who was actually Lord Vishnu in the disguise of a short brahmachari, you know, or rather a short holy man. So then he asked the holy man, I'm very attracted to you. What do you want? He said, I want 3 steps of land. And then Bali Maharaj said, why you want only 3 steps of land? I am the ruler of the Deva planet, the earthly planet, and the lower planet. You can ask anything, I can give you such much more. And Bali Maharaj said, no, I don't want, I just want 3 steps of land. So, because I am a brahmachari, so brahmachari should not be greedy. So then, Bali Maharaj had a daughter. The daughter was, when she saw also this Vamana Dev, she was very attracted to him and she was thinking, how nice if I have a son like, I have a child like Vamana Dev. And then when Lord Vamana Dev, he expanded himself and the one step he took over the higher planetary system. Second step, he took over the balance, the Earth and the lower planetary system. He told Vamana Dev, I have taken 2 steps. You promised me 3. You are cheating me. You are not fulfilling your promise. So Bali Maharaj said, my head still belongs to me. You put your head, your foot on my head. When the Lord puts your foot on your head, you must consider you are very blessed. So anyway, Vamana Dev was very pleased and he put his foot on Bali Maharaj's head and Bali Maharaj was very blessed. But the daughter was thinking, what a bad boy he is. First she wanted a son like him and then later say, what a bad boy he is. I wish to kill him. So Krishna is in the heart of everyone. He is also in the heart of this daughter of Bali Maharaj. So anyway, in Krishna Lila, the daughter became Putana. And she was sent by Kamsa to, you see, she wanted a son as Krishna. You know, that time she had the desire. And then she also wanted to kill him because he took over everything. As a daughter, she was very upset. So why is Vamana Dev cheated my father, you know? So then what happened is And she became Putana, and she transformed into a very beautiful lady. And she went around and telling all the going to all the mothers of the children and say, "Can I breastfeed your child?" And she put poison and kill them. But this time, when we went to Mother Yashoda, she also put poison, and Mother Yashoda saw such a beautiful lady. So then she said, she said, okay, take my son, you can breastfeed him. She said, I like to breastfeed your child. I'm very attracted to him. She tell all the mothers like this to feed them. So anyway, when she feed Krishna, Krishna sucked her life air. And then she was so pain. Her breast was so pain because he was not sucking the milk. He was not drinking the poison. He was sucking her life from her body. And then she became a big demon. From a beautiful girl, she became a big demon. And she fell down, died. And Krishna was there. And all the people suddenly, because she became so big, like maybe how many 100 feet tall. And she fell with such a bang. And so then she died. So she was killed by Krishna, but because she had the desire to become the mother, so then she went back to the spiritual world. And she is now in the spiritual world as one of the mothers of Krishna. That means one who is looking after Krishna in the motherly mood. You can be having a feeling for Krishna in a motherly mood. So you will see Putana there. Of course, she won't be looking so ugly. She will be looking very beautiful because in the spiritual world, everyone is very beautiful and handsome. So here he says, Samoham sarva bhutasu name devasu na priya. I envy no one. I am impartial to no one. I am equal to all. I am equal to all. Because she is actually in the state she wanted to be like the mother of the Krishna. Krishna understood. So in a way, you must have some pure devotion. Otherwise, you cannot achieve such a way. Even though if Krishna is equal to everyone, but you must have some spiritual pure devotion. Okay? And then here we have do everything for the pleasure of Krishna. When you want to see the form of the Lord, see the movies of the Lord, and then you can be a friend with the Lord. You can treat Krishna as your friend, or you can hear about Krishna. You can also have a deity of Krishna and dress him nicely. And also you can be a fully surrendered soul of Krishna, like Prabhupada and Ambrish Maharaj. So in this way, everything you do for the pleasure of the Lord. So the fish. Okay, who would like to read this last one? Any volunteers?
I'll read, Prabhu.
Okay.
Okay. The fish brings up its offspring simply by looking at them. Oh. Okay. Okay. Darsana dhyana samsparsir matsya kurma vihangamaha swani apatyani pusnanti tatatam api padmaja. The fish brings up its offspring simply by looking at them. The tortoise brings up its offspring simply by meditation. The egg of the tortoise are laid on land, and the tortoise meditates on the eggs while in the water. Similarly, the devotees in Krishna consciousness, although far away from the Lord's abode, can elevate himself to that abode simply by thinking of him constantly, by engagement in Krishna consciousness.
Thank you. So the fish lay eggs and they are always praying, oh Lord, not really to Lord, but they are always meditating because they don't know there's a Lord. Always meditating, I hope my eggs will be okay, So in a way, it is sort of like internal prayer. So the thought is, so they lay their eggs on the sand and dig the sand, as you know, the tortoise, and they cover, and they are always hoping that their children are okay. So similarly, a devotee of Krishna, although we are far away from Krishna, you can actually come close to Krishna and get what you want by constantly engaging in things which are Krishna conscious, like chanting. Okay, so in this way, you are constantly thinking of. So karma is, example, you have potato, you want to eat it, you take it, peel it, cut it, and fry it and eat it. So this is karma yoga. Karma. So karma yoga is, you want to eat potatoes, you take it, peel it, cut it, fry it, offer to Krishna and eat it. And then if bhakti yoga is, you want to please Krishna and you got some potatoes, you take it, peel it, cut it, fry it, and offer to Krishna, then you eat. So in this way, there is a difference between karma yoga, and bhakti yoga. The potato isn't changed, the cooking process has not changed. What is the difference between the three consciousness? Is your devotion to the Lord. Okay? Okay, any questions? Any questions?